Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of the Literary Minutes with me, Professor Stephanie Johnson, also known as The Writes, WRITE Professor. Episode 10 is lit and I'm loving it because I have an opportunity to speak briefly about two people that I like very much. One of them that I love very deeply. That first person is my grandfather, Eddie Welch Jr., who recently passed away. He was a World War II veteran and had the great blessing of being able to live to the ripe old age of 99 years old. And at the end of it all, my grandfather said that he was satisfied and that he really had no complaints. Now, that is a major, major revelation for a 99-year-old black man in America. I'm just going to say it like that. Now, the second person that I'm going to focus on today is my favorite author. And since today, November 1st, is National Authors Day, I'm just going to actually share the dedication of one of her major works. The author's name is Toni Morrison, and the work that I am focusing on today is Song of Solomon, her novel Song of Solomon. The dedication of that novel says this: that the fathers may soar and the children may know their names. The dedication to Song of Solomon that Toni Morrison writes is a precursor. It's actually a foreshadowing to the overall motif or theme of the entire novel. The main character has a Bildungsroman, or a coming of age, a coming of self-awareness, by tracing his family's oral history. Not only that, by searching for his true identity in regard to his family based on the oral tradition and the oral history that he discovers. And in so doing, he's able to achieve the greatness that his ancestors achieved. Along his journey, Milkman discovers and recovers names of ancestors and startling stories and different games and rhyming games that children played that alluded to his family and his family story. And in so recovering that detailed information, Milkman was able to, in a sense, metaphysically, allegorically, and possibly literally, he was able to ascend into a higher form of existence, either through death or again through the actual ability to fly. This is sheer literary genius. Toni Morrison writes to a specific audience and encourages that audience to know who they are, to do the deep digging, to do the soul searching, to do the research to understand oneself and to understand that self's connection to a past deeper than oneself, even if there are long journeys that have to be taken out of regions, out of country, and to these areas where we have to go collect and recollect names and identities so that we know who we are and where we come from. That's origin. That is search for identity. And in so doing, in retrieving such information about oneself is able to do what? Achieve great things, to fall into one's own lineage and to achieve the greatness of that lineage. Yes, indeed, this is literary genius. The story, the plot develops in a manner similar to Black consciousness surrounding the idea and the concept of Sankofa, returning and recovering that which was lost and that which was stolen in order to progress into a viable future. This story, Song of Solomon, Sankofas another story of African folklore and African American folklore in the story that's been told from generations to generations, The People Who Could Fly. The People Who Could Fly is about a tribe of Africans who were transported through the Middle Passage to the Americas. And while on a plantation, there was a medicine doctor there who saw all of the injustices, who saw all of the crimes committed against these people. And as he worked and as he toiled, he recalled different words and incantations and different stories that were taught to him as the griot, as the medicine person of his tribe. And he recalled a word that gave the ability to fly. And one day when he had had enough, this medicine doctor spoke that word and he began to fly. He spoke that word and taught that word to those who were in his immediate vicinity on that same plantation. And in so also speaking that same word, those Africans gained their ability to fly. They were set free. Oh, yes, indeed. The fathers may soar, and the children may know their names. One of my favorite things to do when I had an opportunity to sit with my grandfather was to listen to his stories. I had an opportunity to not only audio record him, but to also video record him as he told me these stories about his childhood and Waynesboro, Georgia, and Augusta, Georgia, and stories about how he met my grandmother, who he loved dearly. He talked to me about her all the time, over and over again, about how he met her and what happened when they met, that he found her and she accepted him. He had to fight for her and she accepted him. He chose her and she chose him. Beautiful story. Yes, indeed, the fathers may soar, and the children may know their names. Eddie Welch Jr. was my last living grandparent. All of my grandparents have now transitioned from this earth realm into eternity, and I realize how blessed I am as a Black person in America to at least know their names. Eddie Welch Jr., his wife, Ruth Evelyn Welch, Glenn Johnson Sr., his wife, Cora Lee Johnson. My parents, my fathers, and my mothers have soared, and yes, I know their names. Oh yes, the fathers and the mothers may soar, and the children may know their names. My great-grandparents, Corrine Boston, Leora Porter, Ike Johnson, Eddie Welch Sr., Carrie Royal, Grant Salem, son of my great-great-grandmother, Annie Day. Lily Salem, daughter of my great-great-grandfather, Paul Ike, also known as Ike James. Oh yes, I know their names. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been episode 10 of the Literary Minute with me, Professor Stephanie Johnson, also known as The Write, W-R-I-T-E Professor. Remember, reading is lit, so be lit. Hi there. Are you enjoying my videos? Do you find them engaging, enriching, and mildly entertaining? If so, share me. Don't keep me all to yourself. I'd love to be able to share this knowledge with not only you, but with your family and your friends. So come along with me and invite others to join us as we stay lit together. Like, share my videos, and subscribe to my YouTube page. I'll be seeing you.